Well, good evening. That's the update for you for this March 24th, 2024. I'm hoping everybody had a great Sunday out there so far. Everybody had a great Sunday evening. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well and also enjoy the weather because you don't know the weather you got. Okay, and today, and you're in. I also like these videos, share these videos, and let's go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks. All right, you can see here we got one system here in the moving to the east, affecting portions of Nova Scotia, St. John's Island up here as well. All that will continue to push eastbound. All right, we got more showers and storms also in portions of Georgia through portions of back down to South Texas, all the way back to the Eastern Pacific. We got a little subtropical jet there as well. Also, we got another system here that's moving into the Pacific Northwest and the western coast of the United States. Will bring more stormy weather to your region as well. And also, we have a big storm system over the middle portion of the country, bringing a blizzard conditions and also winter storm conditions over much of the middle. Severe weather over portions of Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, and also into Texas on the Watches Warning Advisory map in just a few minutes. Alright, pretty much the eastern seaboard pretty quiet from Maine all the way down to the Florida Keys, even portions of the Ohio and Tennessee River Valley, you're in the clear as well. Alright, but this is pretty much one system here across the United States going to bring us some precipitation to the eastern portion of the U.S. Coming up toward mid to late week. And we're going to be watching this system here come in as well and bring more precipitation the following week as well. Alright, let's move on to the forecast for you Monday and Tuesday, which is more zoom into the continental United States. Alright, you can see here's that winter storm going on up here in portions of the Ohio, portion of the northern portion of the U.S., back down to the plains, portion of the Four Corners, and portions of the northwestern U.S. Alright, you can see here we got freezing rain, heavy snow from portions of South Dakota, back over into portions of Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, freezing rain in the pink there, and over portions of South Canada, back to Wisconsin, northern Michigan, also into portions of South Dakota, also in Iowa and Nebraska. We have mixed precipitation up here around southeastern Canada through portions of Michigan, through Iowa, all the way back down to New Mexico to Utah, and more over here toward Idaho, Washington, Oregon states as well, and a little bit down toward Arizona and New Mexico regions as well. We have snow up here in portions of Dakota, down to Colorado, back into Wyoming, also back into Nevada, a little bit over here in portion of Washington state as well. Some mixed precipitation there as well, like I said just a few minutes ago. Showers along coastal areas of Washington, Oregon state, northwest California, mixed precipitation in California as well. Alright, we have some severe weather possible for you Monday down here across Louisiana, Mississippi, and Arkansas, and portions of maybe a little bit of Alabama. We got some flash flooding in the red here. We're portion of Missouri to Arkansas, portion of Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi, maybe northeastern Louisiana. Up here from Wisconsin down to Alabama, back into Texas, also in the Gulf of Mexico. Shower activity over Michigan and Ohio, and also down into portions of West Virginia and Kentucky. Otherwise, dry high pressures in charge of the remainder of the United, much of Canada, the eastern seaboard from Maine to the Florida Keys to the Bahamas, Jamaica, Cuba, Yucatan Peninsula, much of Mexico, portion of Texas. Also the Gulf of California, much of California, southern Nevada, portion of Montana, and north and South Dakota, and portion of Wyoming as well. All of this activity is for your Monday, March 25th. Alright, let's move on to your Tuesday forecast now. As you can see, we got some mixed precipitation, freezing rain over portion of Maine, back into portion of Vermont, New Hampshire, and north portion of New York State. Also a little bit of New Brunswick. More mixed precipitation, freezing rain up here in portions of the Great Lakes, to Michigan, to Wisconsin, Illinois, Iowa, and also Minnesota. Got the freezing rain there, and also over portion of southern Canada. Snow flying in portions of Montana, back in Iowa, and also into Missouri, and also south in North Dakota. More snow flying in portions of Montana to Idaho, to Wyoming, back to Colorado, Utah, and Nevada. Also more mixed precipitation along southwestern areas of Canada through Washington, Oregon State, Idaho, back to Utah, to Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, Utah region, northern New Mexico, and western and the portion of the Panhandle, western Washington, Oregon State, northwest California, a little bit down in the portions of southern California, Arizona, also into Texas. Shower activity will appear in portions of southeast Canada, back into New York State, to Massachusetts, to Rhode Island, coastal waters off the Maine coast, back into Pennsylvania, Virginia, portions of North Carolina. We have thunderstorms and showers of heavy cold fronts extending from Illinois to Ohio, back to the Carolinas, Georgia, Florida, back to portions of Louisiana, Mississippi, and down in the Gulf of Mexico. All right, otherwise, dry high pressure in charge of much of Canada, portion of the Montana through the Dakota, down into Texas, back in the portion of California, Nevada, Gulf of California, much of Mexico, Yucatan Peninsula, also into Cuba, Jamaica, Bahamas, portion of Florida, Florida Keys, the east portion of the eastern Carolinas, up toward New Jersey region as well, and also up toward Nova Scotia, and portions of New Brunswick area as well. All right, let's move on to the Watches Warning Advisory map for your location across the nation. Come over here. All right, in Nebraska and Kansas, we're in the red here. We have some blizzard storm warnings in effect for portions of South Dakota, back in Nebraska, portions of Kansas, and also eastern Colorado. In the purple here, we have winter weather advisory stretching from Montana all the way down into portions of Wyoming, also into Utah, back in the portion of Colorado, also in New Mexico, Arizona. Also, we got a little bit over here in portions of Southern California, also in the portions of Kansas, Nebraska. Stretching over here in the portion of Iowa, and also into portion of Wisconsin, and also northern Michigan, and also Minnesota and North Dakota as well. In the pink is the winter storm warning. You can see we got some stretching from Montana through the Dakotas, back over Minnesota, and also in the portion of Wisconsin. A little bit over here in the mountain range of California. We have severe thunderstorm watches in effect for portions of Kansas, also down through Oklahoma and North Texas. We have some ongoing severe thunderstorm warnings there as well. All right, we got some hydro issues over portions of Illinois. And the brown here, this is wind advisory stretching from Illinois, Indiana, Illinois, all the way back to portions of Missouri, back to portions of Kansas, Oklahoma, back into Texas, Louisiana, stretching far east and northwest Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Kentucky, and Tennessee as well. Also, we have special weather statements over portions of Kentucky as well. We have freeze warning, frost advisories over North Carolina, some flood watches in effect for portions of Delaware, D.C. vicinity, eastern Virginia, some coastal flood advisory for southeastern Virginia and eastern North Carolina around the Outer Banks regions. River flood warning still in effect for Louisiana, Mississippi, also in the portions of Louisiana, and also in the portions of Texas there as well. Wind advisory with some air quality alerts there as well. Wind advisory is also in effect for portions of Arizona. Special weather statements for you guys up in portion of Wyoming region as well. All right, we got an avalanche warning over portions of New Hampshire. We have gale warnings, storm warnings in effect, small craft advisory from Maine all the way to Florida, all the way back to southeast Texas, same over here from California up to Oregon State. All right, we have some small craft advisory around the island and Hawaiian chain islands, high surf advisory along coastal areas, wind advisory there in portions of southern islands. All right, we got some small craft advisories, gale warnings around the coastal areas of Alaska, freezing spray warning there in blue. We have some winter storm warning and winter weather advisory for western Alaska, northern Alaska as well. All right, let's move on to the Storm Prediction Center overview. Again, flight risk from portions of southern portions of Nebraska all the way into central Texas, and same from up here from portions of Nebraska down in the central and south. Texas with the margin. This here little watch here, there may be a watch possible for portions of southern Kansas, northern Nebraska, and this here is the current watch in effect. Too much in southern Nebraska and also in the portion of Kansas as well. We had high wind reports. We had 5 of them. They took place the remainder of the afternoon and evening hour. Fire weather. We have a ISO dry spot over here in portions of Colorado back in the portion of North, same in the critical fire weather, same area, West Texas, back in the portion of Kansas, and we have a elevated risk in the orange, which stands from New Mexico up to Kansas, back into central and western Texas. All right, let's take a look at the severe weather for your Tuesday now. Monday, excuse me, Monday. All right, here's your Monday outlook. Marginal risk up here in portions of Iowa. This includes Des Moines, also in the Omaha, and also just east of Lincoln, Nebraska. Got some marginal risk there. General thunderstorms, including Lincoln, back up to Sioux Falls, back to Minnesota, stretching in the Bowling Green, Waco, and Austin areas. And the marginal risk pretty much included Birmingham, Alabama, to Memphis, Tennessee, also back in the portion of Houston, Texas area. And we have a slight risk. This includes pretty much New Orleans, back to Mobile, up towards the south of Little Rock, the southeast of Little Rock, Shreveport, you're included. Alexandria, Lumpkin, you're included in the 15% risk area. And here's the enhanced risk area. This pretty much includes Greenville, Jacksonville, and Alexandria. Pretty much Monroe, you're included. Greenville and Vikings, Mississippi, you're included in that as well. Let's take a look at the tornado probability. We have a 2% in the green, pretty much from Little Rock to Lumpkin. New Orleans, you're in the 5%, and Jackson and surrounding areas, you are in the 10%. And if you're in the Jackson, Alexandria, Vikings, Clinton, Pearl areas. You're included in the significant severe for a large tornado EF2 or greater. So would not be surprised to see some tornadic activity, and some places may get destroyed as well in some of these tornado cells. All right, let's take a look at the damaging winds. We have 5% up here in portions of Iowa, and also in the trend down toward Kansas City. Also from Birmingham back to portions of Houston, you're in the 5% area. Greenville down in the portions of Alexandria, portions of Jackson, Mississippi, you're included in the 30% risk for damaging winds up to 70, maybe even 80 miles per hour. And the slight risk, same vicinity, maybe winds up to 60 miles per hour from New Orleans over to Mobile, up to Little Rock, and also Shreveport and East and Lupton area of Texas. All right, let's take a look at the large hail probability. Just about 5% in the Brown, portions of Iowa back into Kansas, also towards Shreveport, toward Lupton area as well. All right, let's move. This will be Tuesday. I'm getting ahead of myself. That was Monday. Tuesday will be coming up in the next graphic here. All right, you can see here we got a little bit of general from Flagstaff to Phoenix to Tucson, Arizona, southwestern New Mexico. Also general thunderstorm from just west Jacksonville through Atlanta, all the way up toward Detroit, Michigan, all the way up toward Green Bay with Milwaukee, down toward Nashville, Birmingham, Columbus, Georgia, Atlanta. You're pretty much in the general thunderstorm, but if you are in Mobile up toward Dalton and also toward Tallahassee and the surrounding areas, marginal risk of severe weather on Tuesday. All right, from Fort Wayne to Indianapolis, also towards Cincinnati, Louisville, Evansville, and Bowling Green vicinity, marginal risk for severe weather for you guys as well for Tuesday. All right, the probability, 5% pretty much in the same areas from Fort Wayne down to Bowling Green, Kentucky, also in the Mobile, Alabama, Dalton, and Tallahassee and surrounding vicinities as well. All right, well, I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Everybody continue to stay safe and well. So enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Like these videos, share these videos, consider subscribe if you have not. We'll be glad to, even now, like I say, make sure you subscribe if you have not as well. And we'll catch you back in the next video. So have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday evening, folks. Take care.